Hello, everyone. Welcome to Harv's World for an impromptu Friday night. Oh, that's lined up poorly, and yet it's still working. Oh, impromptu on Hobos Hollow. How is everybody doing? It's been a long week. I'm counting on you guys. It's been a long week, busy week. Still a good week. Just I'm whipped. I am. It was 50-50. Well, it's always 50-50 on impromptus. That's kind of the point of impromptus. But I said, what the heck, let's do it. I knew I was going to be up playing anyway. But believe it or not, sometimes streams take a lot of energy. I don't know if you guys appreciate that or not, but you don't have to. That's not your job, it's mine. And we actually have Sharko with us tonight, which is a little bit scary since we're on a map where you do have enough deep water to sink equipment. Hopefully, he says his internet's better, so it's unlikely that anything will go in the drink, but you can never tell with him. And of course, our beloved caveman is with us also. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
And of course, Adolphus Coors is with us as well, because this is Friday night where we just play for fun. We are, and I kind of made a command decision this week. I told the guys before, I said, this is going to be just no holds barred. I don't care what we do. When you come up with an idea, we're going to do it. Even if it's a little bit cheaty or whatever, the heck with it. This map is way too big not to take a few shortcuts from time to time, if you guys know what I mean, but we're just going to try everything. We don't care. This is kind of a... Well, Friday nights are always going to stay impromptu. It's just going to be something that we do when we feel like it. Sunday streams are going to continue as usual. We did say goodbye to Elm Creek last week, and yes, Eric, we left without selling all of our stuff. You've mentioned that at least twice now that I know about. Because who knows, we might end up back there someday. We might take a tour down memory lane. We don't know for sure. But regardless, so this is going to be our fill in the blanks map. We're going to run this until precision farming comes out and we have access to a good precision farming map to take its place, or take the place of Elm Creek. Elm Creek was a fun playthrough, though. I really did enjoy that. We have got Lifehawk and Eric Kuntz right out of the gate. Jordan the Canadian Kid, RMJ Strike Cat, Firefighting Farmer, Paul Tunks, and a whole lot of Lifehawk because, well, when Lifehawk's in the house, he is prolific. Very prolific. So I hope you all had a good week. I did have a good week. It's just been very, very busy. And the driving, man, is really starting to get old. I have to be honest. I appreciate what my company's doing for me, allowing me to travel the way that they are. But I'm really looking forward to just getting moved over there and settling in for a while. Because the 350 miles on Monday and another 350 on Friday, it's getting to be a bit much for old Harv. I want to see a full around the map race with mods turned on. Been a long week for FF2. No precision farming coming. What? Giants has been announcing precision farming like crazy this past week, giving us all the gory details. One of the cool things that they're doing with that too, I think, is that you'll just be able to buy soil maps now. They're implementing the scanner feature that we were using on FS19 that was a mod edition from our fantastic modding community. But now you'll be able to use scanners right out of the gate with precision farming, and instead of soil sampling or scanning, you'll just be able to buy a soil map and be done with it. So interested, I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to be a spendy proposition. But we'll see. I like the idea at least. Oh, Rutro. 3 structure fires, 1 barn fire, plus 50 hours of work on top of it, so little sleep for me this week. Well, you're doing good for your local community, and you're earning the cash you need to live.
Mhm.
Sometimes those two things are more important than sleep. Caveman, you were
Sometimes.
awfully quiet this evening.
Yeah, my throat's a little scratchy.
Uh,
I'm not normally here on Fridays.
that's right. This is a contracted field that we're harvesting right now for some poor schmuck who wanted to pay us a lot of money to do it. We're going to get this done. Sharko is off fertilizing our fields right now. And,
That I am.
and, oh, we're going to get into some forestry this evening. We've actually earned enough money on this map to start up a forestry operation. Something we haven't done in FS22 yet. We're going to see if it's all it's cracked up to be. I have a feeling it's changed a bit from FS19. Personal things I liked about precision farming and didn't care for in FS19. I honestly can say, well, the initial soil sampling I thought was ridiculous. I didn't care for
I didn't
soil
hate it,
sampling. That was just
Certainly.
tedious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was the
Like,
only option I didn't like.
I
I
have
don't
to.
think it's a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad idea, but I don't think you need to take a soil sample every 10 meters in order to get an accurate,
Yeah.
and have to do it, what, after every third planting?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
So whoever came up with the field scanner, I don't remember who the first one that dropped that, but that was sheer and utter genius on their part.
It was the case, I think, was the first one, wasn't it?
Yep.
Or is it Kloss? It was
Kloss.
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 But I mean, who the modder was.
Yeah, I don't remember the water.
But I did, because I went into precision farming and I thought it was just going to be this tedious little add-on, and it was never going to catch on. And then after I played it, because Caveman convinced me that we needed to give it a try, I actually did like it. I like the fact that you could, or that, your tools were determining how much fertilizer needed to go on a field, that different soils were obviously going to give you different yields, because that's very true to life. Stuff like that I really did enjoy. Plus, one pass fertilizer, that was a nice addition also, because you're obviously controlling how much fertilizer. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, the field scanners, Lifehawk, the bar that goes in front. Those are the scanners that we're talking about. And yeah, prior to that, with all the little soil sampling mumbo jumbo that you had to do, that was just tedious and time consuming and not really worth your time.
Yeah, if you had any decently sized field, doing it the original way would take forever and cost a ton.
Yeah, you'd need a whole army of soil samplers out there and cost a fortune, that's right.
Fish, maybe extremely cheap to do it that way, maybe it'd make more sense.
Which is probably why Giants, allowed the field scanner to come out as quick as it did. They're like,
Yeah, probably.
this is really tedious and rather lame, so maybe. We're off to a bit of a slow start tonight, but that's okay. It's Impromptu Friday. Plus, the weather's really starting to turn nice, so I imagine a lot of people are out and about.
That's probably true.
I was telling the guys earlier, I learned something interesting about agriculture this week. I was trying to learn more about livestock, just for my own personal use and dealing with customers and what they have to go through and all of that. And I discovered that there are 77 different breeds of beef cattle. And I'm just talking about beef cattle. I'm not talking about dairy cattle. There are 24 different breeds of dairy cattle, 77 breeds of beef cattle. I had no idea there were that many breeds of cows, and they all have a different purpose. Not purpose per se, but different qualities. And if you guys know, there is a breed of cattle that was developed in Italy. These things are ridiculous. They stand, and I'm no exaggeration, they stand like 8 feet tall. If you guys happen to look up the name, it's ridiculous how huge they are. And they don't make a lot of sense because the bigger your cow, the more it costs to maintain them, which cuts into your bottom line as far as meat goes. But, you know, certain cows are bred to have a higher quality meat. I guess I think the big famous one right now is the Wagyu, which actually has a lot of marbling in the meat, which makes it very tender and tasty. They come from Japan. But yeah, this breed from Italy was crazy. I saw a picture of a farmer standing next to one, and this thing looked like an elephant standing next to him. It was so huge. It was ridiculous. Hey KT, how you doing, man? Good to have you with us. 8-foot beef. Can you imagine the size of the T-bone that would come off of that beast?
That would be nice.
Can it dunk?
Slap that on a plate. Actually, I think that'd be more of a platter than a plate.
It would need a platter. And I don't know what what quality. But I was reading about a specific breed called the Red Poll, Poll, which was really interesting because so I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when you're raising beef cattle, you raise them up until they reach a certain size, and then you send them off for what's called finishing. You can send them to a feedlot or whatever, and finishing means that you are putting on the last pounds before they go to the slaughterhouse. And so this Red Poll breed was interesting because they were saying that you could finish these cows on nothing but grass and they would still produce choice quality beef, which is pretty darn good. Especially if you can just do it on grass, because a lot of beef, when they send it to feedlots or whatever, they're getting a high concentration feed with a lot of grain and stuff in it to pack on a lot of weight and fat right at the end. So yeah, and I'm sure you do that with most animals that are being produced for meat. You finish those, right, Jordan? That's right, Lifehawk. They sent you out to fatten you up, get you ready to go to the kosher slaughterhouse. You don't have cloven feet, do you? Your mother's name isn't Rosemary, right? Oh man. The cores are going down smooth tonight. We're picking up a few more people. Hello to all of you latecomer, newcomers, whatever. You know who I've been missing, who hasn't chimed in, but I know she tends to lurk quite a bit, is Harley. So if you're out there, Harley, we are thinking about you. And somebody asked about Jonathan recently. I haven't heard from him in a while. I think he kind of comes and goes depending on what his lady friend is interested in at the time. I know they've got other games they play together too besides Farm Sim, so it could be that he's just found a new interest. Pickling juice in the jacuzzi? Pickled life hawk feet. Hey, there she. I knew it. I just wanted you to know that I am aware of the folks who keep up with Harv's World, and we do miss you guys when you're not around.
That's right. We sure do.
I mean, we love everybody who comes into the stream, but we definitely try to keep up with our regs.
Fertilizing's done.
Outstanding.
You fertilized all 4 fields already.
Yep.
2 fields. Our other 3 fields are merged now.
The sprayer is wide.
Yeah, it's 42 meters. Just
Yeah,
the
I
way
know.
we like it.
The problem, it takes longer to get there than it does to fertilize it. I just want to make sure you did it.
It's almost as wide as my belt. As my belt is long, I should say.
Water's tempting not to go close to it.
Don't even think about it, mister.
I'm already back at the farm. There's no water near the farm.
We did that on purpose, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
There was a nice plot of land right next to the river. Caveman was like, that would be a lovely place to build a farm. And I said, no, because Sharko's bound to be on here at some point.
Like sugar just draws me in.
Are you saying you're like a bee?
Oh, what are those creatures called that are usually in the water? But they're like not mermaid.
Fish. Most
Oh.
people call them fish. What are you
Oh,
talking
that's who I
about?
talked to. No, the things that will like that sing.
Oh, sirens.
Sirens, yeah.
He
I already
hears
need
the
a siren.
siren call a mile away without one being there.
I just hear them.
Right. So what you're telling me is that you were in Homer's Odyssey. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
I have no clue. There is a map that is not Sharko proof.
One of the
Almost any map is
one
not Sharko proof.
one of the earliest books of fiction and fantasy is called The Odyssey by Homer. It was written hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Oh, and going back to cattle, obviously, a lot of producers in the States do produce Black Angus, and we've all heard about Black Angus quite a bit. The reason they do that is because it's actually a good medium-sized cow that they can get a high quantity of beef off of, but it's not so large that it's going to eat them out of house and home.
Makes sense.
even here in Nevada where there isn't much forage. Although farmers this year are going to have it extremely hard. And of course, that's all going to bleed down to us. It's going to be a very tough year for farmers. They are facing drought all over the West for a third year in a row. Hay prices are going through the roof. So I would say most hay producers would say if they can get $200 a ton for their hay, they're going to be pretty darn happy. Right now, and going into the next mowing season, we're looking at well over $300 a ton for hay. Every time I drive back and forth across the state, I probably see 10 different semis loaded with bales of hay.
Wow.
People are having to cart that much. And Nevada is a very big beef producing state, so and most people try to produce their own hay, but with all the drought that's been taking place the last couple of years, they can't produce enough and they're having to buy from outside sources. There are farmers this year that have already contracted out every bale of hay that they will produce this year to send to somebody else. They've already sold hay before it's even grown on the field. It's in that high demand right now. Hey, Wet Coaster, how you doing, man? There is an S on a new map that came out that is not shark. What?
I think it's meant to be theirs. I don't know.
I don't know what they use specifically, Eric. Long or short ton? I genuinely don't know. I've
There's
always
long ton, short ton, normal ton.
I've only ever heard them just say X dollars per ton.
Yeah, it's probably American ton.
Probably a
Or
standard
zero.
American ton.
That would be
So
my
2,000
guess.
pounds.
What can you do to help, Sharko? The best thing you can do to help, real honestly, is be patient. Or did I say Sharko? I meant Lifehawk.
You did.
Sorry, Lifehawk. The best thing everybody can do is be patient. It's not the farmer's fault. I mean, with the war, and we're not getting into the politics of it. I don't even want to hear it. But, you know, the war with Russia and Ukraine is really hurting things. You know, between Russia and the Ukraine, they produce 25% of the cereal crops of the world. Now, that's going to be good for grain producers because grain prices are going to be going up. But Russia also produces a vast quantity of fertilizer that, especially in South America, they really depend on to grow their crops. And now everybody is putting sanctions on Russia, which means nobody's going to let Russia ship their stuff out and sell it on the world market. So that's going to be extra difficult. Obviously, anything coming out of South America, I don't know how much Russian fertilizer we use in the States. I'm sure there's plenty. I have heard farmers locally talk about how expensive fertilizer has become for them too. So the best we can do is try to be patient and ride the storm out. Farmers are going to do what they do. You know, you get to know some farmers. One thing about farmers is they are a hard-headed, independent lot of people, and I say that respectfully. You know, they work for themselves for a reason. And you know, as long as they can stay afloat, they're not going under. They're gonna keep on farming to the best of their ability. But this year is just going to be extra hard on them. Yeah, Jordan, and you'll see a lot of that too, with, well, I mean, the drought here in the West is especially bad, and that means people have to start culling their herds just because they can't afford to feed them all. If they can't produce their own hay, and we are talking about, we're not talking about a few bales of hay here, guys. We're talking about cattle producers that spend $500,000 on hay.
That is a lot of hay, and
Well, think
I've
about
seen
how
much
big a
the
cow
farmer
is,
across
and
the street.
I mean, think about how big a cow is and how much hay they eat. And we have
the farmer across the street.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the farmer across the street has I think like 100 beef cows, and they spend multiple days just transporting hay that they cut,
Right.
and that's from the field next door. Like they're very close to each other, and he spends all day shipping that. Couldn't imagine if you have more than 100 cows, having to buy that in would do.
Well, think about the fact that your average beef cow drinks 18 gallons of water a day.
Ooh.
Now imagine how much feed it takes to keep that same cow going.
A lot.
Yeah, and if the ground isn't growing it, there's not enough forage out in the grazing pastures and whatnot, which is what a lot of farmers rely on. Then you have to buy hay to supplement their diet, and that's a lot of bloody hay.
Like I said, the farm only has 100. Assuming farmers near you probably have thousands.
That was the other,
or at least some of the farmers.
yeah. That was the point I was going to bring up. Also, Eric, yeah, fuel prices going through the roof. You got, I mean, we fart around with the tractors on FS22, and we don't really have to fuel up nearly as much as you do in real life. But diesel fuel at the price that it is, that's the other factor that's really gonna hurt farmers this year. Fertilizer and fuel. Fuel costs are astronomical. And I've already heard several farmers say, I don't know how we're going to afford diesel this year. Because we're not talking about a few gallons. We're talking about thousands of gallons. You get into some of these operations. And yes, Harley, you are absolutely right. Stubborn. Stubborn and proud. Absolutely.
I know the farmer across the street. Yeah, the farmer across the street's using his older, or I say older tractor, but it's a smaller one. He's using that for most of his work now instead of the bigger one that he normally uses because of how much it costs. Like up here, from when I calculated it, it was $8 a US gallon up here. And up here in Canada, that's about I think 210 around there, 210 cents or $1.10 a liter. It's not cheap. It's double the price it was last year. They do guzzle fuel.
We don't think about, playing the game and whatnot. We don't think about the fact that every time you attach something to a PTO, that can effectively double the amount of fuel you burn. So, these guys are going through a lot of fuel in a short amount of time. So guys, expect your food prices to start really. We thought inflation was bad now. By the end of this year, with everything that's happening to farmers right now, just keep expecting those prices to go up. It's not going to be pretty. But we need those guys out there You know, don't forget, every loaf of bread you buy, it's only possible because of a farmer. Every can of soup you buy is only possible because of a farmer. Every burger you buy at McDonald's is only possible because of a farmer. Nether King 19. Yeah, we have a lot of sheep farmers in Nevada too, and they do really well. They're actually in slightly better shape than the cattle farmers, just because sheep are smaller and don't eat as much. So that's beneficial. But still, they're going to be hurt by the drought. And the drought's been very severe over here, guys. I mean, I know you think Nevada is a desert, and that's true, but even a desert can be in drought. And we've been in severe drought for 3 years running now.
Man, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but some of the cactuses are dying because there's not enough water.
That would not surprise me.
Like some of the like breeds of cactuses or types of cactuses are starting to die because they're not getting the normal amount of water they normally get, even though it's very little normally. They still do require quite a bit of water.
Right.
And they can't store enough because by the time they use up what they store, it hasn't rained or anything. Yeah.
And Paul, to answer your question, cows are known as ruminants, 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 and they don't have multiple stomachs. They have a stomach that has 4 chambers in it. One of those chambers is called the rumen, which is why they're known as ruminants. And the reason they've got 4 chambers in their stomach is so that they can process every last nutrient out of the grasses that they're eating. Because the type of forage that they eat isn't generally known to have high quality nutritional value. And so cows have evolved over time to create themselves a stomach that can utilize every last scrap of energy that food will provide for them. Good question. Yeah, that's a fair point too, Eric. Blizzard of 77, $3 bread and $4 cereal. And that's the flip side of the coin. Sometimes you can get too much water, and that'll flood out crops too.
I remember that we had a drought one year up here, and not a normal drought is okay for 1 year. The issue was the next year we got way too much water, and the farmers weren't expecting it because we had the drought the previous year.
Right.
And a lot of crops actually died. It's worse than the drought because no one was expecting to get so much water. It was like non-stop rain. It's terrible.
Deemy, hey, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream. Doing pretty good, man. Friday night, got the weekend off before I head back across the state for another fun-filled week, trying to help the agricultural community thrive and survive. But otherwise, doing well. Adolphus Kors and I are anyway. How are you doing, man? Speaking of which, Lifehawk, it's your week to watch him. Where is Too Cool tonight? He normally joins us on Fridays. And actually, I really enjoy sharing this agricultural information with you guys. It helps me learn it. It's important that I know and learn this stuff for my job. So hopefully, over time, I'll have even more and better information to share during these streaming sessions. I mean, I think we all play Farm Sim for a reason, right? Even if we've never truly farmed, which I never have. I never had the opportunity. I've got relatives who do. I've driven a tractor a few times, but I've never officially farmed anything. But I love learning about it. And
Yeah,
I
I drove tractors, but never actually farmed.
and I kind of figure that we all have that same interest. Because I don't think Farming Sim is the kind of game that you just play because you feel like playing it. It's almost like there's a bigger purpose to playing Farm Sim. You're either a farmer or you really want to learn something about farming. Well, Nether King must be in Australia because if it's Saturday for you, I guess you could just be in the far east
I was gonna
coast.
say, yeah, Far East Coast would work. 'Cause they're an hour ahead of me, so or half an hour. Yeah, it's possible.
Ah, the Canadian. We have a really big Canadian following at Harvest World, and you guys just got another one. May Hunt is a pilot in Canada.
And it's because I'm here. That's why
Why is that? Oh, because of you.
we all just flock. We
You
all
bring
just
all the
flock to other
Canadians. So
Canadians.
does everybody drive their tractors into lakes? You know, is that a Canadian thing or is that?
That might just be a me thing. That
Oh,
might just be a me thing.
okay.
But
I just wondered if they're coming to you. I figured there had to be a reason, and that might just be that brotherhood of sunken tractors.
no, that might be me. I might be wrong, but that might be me.
Yeah, Nether King's in Australia. Andrew Key, how you doing, bud? Good to have you with us. Too Cool's looting FedEx just to get some extra work in. That's a possibility. I know those guys are. 5:40 in the morning. Where you at, Deemy? I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Deemy. 5:40 in the morning.
That's
Is that England, Europe somewhere?
no, England's 5, I think, hours ahead of us, which would be 4:30. I think he's more in,
Germany,
like Germany, Switzerland, I think.
Poland.
Yeah, I'm. There's so many time zones.
You're supposed to have all this information, Sharko.
Well, I know you. I know like the UK is like 5 hours ahead of me. So I'm trying to remember what 6 hours ahead of.
See, Wet Coaster's on your side, Sharko. He says you have to drive your tractors into the lake because the car wash won't take them.
That's fair.
Ah, Belgium. Okay.
Belgium.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Who is the Agatha Christie detective from Belgium? Oh, come on. A new movie just came out about him. Literally.
Give Lifehawk a minute. He'll come up with something.
Lifehawk already knows who it is. It'd almost be cheating to let him answer.
Probably.
Ah, Newfoundland. The very east coast of Canada.
Very east coast.
You don't get much more east than Newfoundland.
No, not really.
You're practically Norwegian at that, or practically a Viking at that point. See, KT's here just for the Sharko Canadian crew.
I mean, I was like, yeah.
Hercule Poirot, by the way. That's right, Lifehawk. It's a movie by Kenneth Branagh, starring Kenneth Branagh. Hercule Poirot, a detective created by Agatha Christie. Oh, well, Demi, these are movies from the USA. Um, there was an author, an old mystery writer named Agatha Christie who created a detective from Belgium. His name was Hercule Poirot. And the movie from the United States that came out recently was Death on the Nile. And the one before that was Murder on the Orient Express. Oh, there we go. We got Wet Coaster in BC. We've got May from Newfoundland. We've got Canada all over the place.
I'm from Ontario, and Jordan, I think, is from Manitoba.
And Lifehawk is from wherever he decides he's from that particular day.
He's from Toronto. That's where he's from.
You know, Lifehawk says all of this stuff, and I picture him in, like, you know, chaps and stuff from animals that he's killed. Like, he's a mountain man kind of guy who's just trying to hide the fact that he's a mountain man by being clever and witty. Kevin, my man, what's the good word, bud?
Oh, yeah, we got Paul Tunks, who's from London, Ontario.
That's right. See, Sharko draws all the Canadians in. It's all that talk about maple syrup and beaver butts.
Beaver tails.
Well, it would definitely have to attract a certain type of crowd.
Oh wow,
Hi.
Edmonton. What kind of flying do you do, May? I'm curious now.
I'm with you there, Wet Coaster.
You a commercial pilot, or you like a freight, cargo pilot, or? Are we about done with this bloody field?
No.
There's another harvester here.
We don't have another corn header is the problem.
That is an issue.
Yeah, that's a bit of a...
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And we've got other money to spend, so we're not buying a corn header right now.
Yeah, nope. I just realized we had a harvester, and I was looking at them. Oh yeah, we have another harvester.
FS22 Farming Kid, how are you doing? Good to have you with us, man.
Mm-hmm.
Rob. Hey, everybody's coming in now. Excellent. Why are we not tipping here? Oh, there we go. Because I can't get on a proper line. No, 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 no. There we go. That's almost right. I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. It's a Friday night. I've got refreshments and good friends to play Farm Sim with and chat with. So, what more can a man ask for? Okay, to be rich, famous, and have a hot wife. That would really top things off. But for right now, I'm very happy with where I'm at. We'll leave the rich, famous, and hot wife to two cool. Is this a crossplay map? I think this map is available. No, it's a 4 times map, so no, it's not available to consoles, unfortunately. Do we have anybody in the chat right now, guys? Friday nights we usually hook up with members.
Oh.
No, I mean in member.
No, we do not.
Maybe we should drop down there just in case somebody wants to join us, since that's kind of been a thing. If they don't, that's fine. If they do, cool.
I can move us all there.
Yeah, right, Lifehawk? Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, you and me both, Kev. Work has definitely been ramping up, but I'm learning a lot, and that's what's the most important.
Should I move you two over?
Yeah, go ahead and just drag us down there. It is so annoying. It looks like you're... Oh, you're gonna... Okay. Yeah, right, Rob. Being famous works out great for most people. Unless you're Will Smith these days, apparently. No. Money and fame do not mean happiness.
Well, Ghost apparently has been to every province. I have not left Ontario in Canada. At least on Canada-wise.
Wait a minute. I've been in more Canadian provinces than you have?
Yes.
And you live there?
Yes.
Wow.
But I've been to all the East Coast states in the U.S.
Well, okay. I've been to 45 of 48 continental states.
Yeah, I've been to Mexico, 2 parts of Mexico.
I've been to
to the Bahamas.
I've been to Tijuana.
I don't remember what they call them, but I've been to the east and west coast of Mexico. And I've been to the Bahamas. And I've been to Vegas.
I've been to Saskatchewan, British Columbia, and what's just north of Detroit?
Oh gosh. I don't want to say because if I say it wrong, it'll make me look terrible.
Okay, can we get a real Canadian to answer that question, please?
What province is just north of Detroit? Oh, and what province is just north of Niagara Falls? Because I've been to both of those too.
Well, I was thinking Chicago, Ontario.
Yes, Chicago
Both
is just north of Detroit.
I was thinking Chicago, and it's the one to the left of Ontario. Yeah, north of Detroit is Ontario. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Detroit was somewhere else.
Oh, nice, Atomic. I actually don't know how many states I've been to. It's at least 45. Okay, we've got...
If you said Windsor, I would have known where that is.
Ontario, yeah, Windsor, that's right. I've been to Windsor in Ontario, that's right. So what's north of Niagara Falls then? Because I've been to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls too.
Ontario.
That's Ontario also?
Yes, Ontario's bigger than Texas.
Okay, that's fine. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's Ontario.
Matthew Albert, how you doing, bud? I feel like we haven't seen you in a while, or am I just missing something?
I would love to go to Hawaii.
I'd like to go to Alaska too. If I was ever going to take a cruise, I don't want to take some lame Caribbean cruise. I want to take a cruise out of Portland or Seattle up the coast to Alaska.
Yeah, my parents did that for their honeymoon, and the pictures. I'd love to do it too.
I hope they were rated G pictures. They're on their honeymoon after all.
Yes, they are. I
Okay.
mean, they were. Yeah. Funny thing is, they had their honeymoon before they had their wedding, but
Yeah, I know the provinces in Canada are pretty bloody huge.
oh, they're massive. You can travel like Thunder Bay is like 18-hour drive from here, and you're still in Ontario.
Atomic, I've been to New Hampshire once, but I did not make it up to Maine. I might have been to like 47, 46 or 47. I only really had, I think, one trucking run that ran up the northern part of the East Coast. And I don't remember everywhere that I went.
If I remember correctly, Ontario's big enough where it can fit like all the like uh Scotland, um the UK, and Ireland, and like Germany all in it. It's a massive province.
That's a good point too, Eric. I would actually, there's actually a train that runs east west through Canada that would be fantastic. A fantastic train ride. I would love to do that
Yes,
someday.
it is. I'd love to do it too.
What's that? What's the big park that's in the middle of Canada, like Saskatchewan? It's in the mountains. I can't
Oh
ever
gosh,
remember
there's
the
so
name
many
of it.
parks.
Yeah, I know, but this
Um,
one's like hugely famous. Like so famous, even Americans would know what you're talking about.
I don't.
Okay,
Don't have a
not
clue.
all Americans, but most Americans, or some Americans at least.
I think I know which park you're talking about. But
This train runs right through it. It's stunningly gorgeous. It's almost like a train right through the Alps. Not quite that
I,
spectacular, but pretty darn close.
I know exactly what park you're talking about, but I can't remember the name for some reason. Yeah.
Oh, I hear you, Matthew. That's it. May's got it. Banff. Thank you,
Banff, yeah.
May. That park looks amazing. I would love to visit Banff one day. I really, really would. No, hate to break it to you, Lifehawk, but May and Paul got it, and Wet Coaster comes out with Banff. Yes, that's the one. It
It's
looks
also a really
stunning.
decent ski resort. Park. No, Algonquin's on the Ontario, not the mountains. You know, Algonquin is pretty big and famous. We have a lot of parks.
Oh, now I missed this from Rob earlier. I haven't visited any states. Have been in Germany, Belgium, France, Italy, Austria, Spain, and Egypt.
Ooh, Egypt.
Rob, you make my,
Wow.
my trip around the states into Canada and Mexico sound boring. Oh, nice, May. Yeah. See, May knows how beautiful Banff is. Yeah, I really, really wanted to say. I'm going to wait for you to do a couple more passes before I do this again.
Also, Northern Ontario, Muskokas, and all up north is pretty nice too. Anywhere, any part of the Rocky, or like the Shield, I mean, is nice because the way it's all built.
Lifehawk says you're in the Kawathas,
Yeah,
Shoko. That's
it
beyond
is.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. There's lakes everywhere. Well, I'm just south of it, but
All right,
it
what's
is
the
a
what's the
beautiful location.
Kawathas? Tell us all about it.
It's just an area name, kind of like you'd have the county, but it's mostly like lakes everywhere with nice stones. There's a lake called this Stony Lake, which like have like a lot of millionaires have just their cottages on it. It's just a beautiful location. We also have the Muskokas. Muskokas are beautiful. It's kind of hard to explain. It's just, it's like a mountains without being super tall. It is just a beautiful location.
It's all good, Nether King. Um, well, you know, Rob is saying, yeah, he would love to visit the States and Mexico, and the grass is always greener, right? I,
Uh-huh.
I would love to visit Germany. I've had a fascination with Germany for decades, literally decades. But then Australia also, although I gotta be honest with you, Australia scares the crap out of me, man. You guys got some creepy freaking animals there.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever would go to Australia just because of that.
I would
I mean,
go,
New Zealand. I want to go to New Zealand. That's where I want to go.
but I mean, like, the 7 most deadly snakes in the world all come from Australia. And that's enough to tell you. Australia might, you know, it's not a place to go for the faint of heart.
Mm-mm.
No wonder all the guys from Australia are so macho and all the girls are incredibly gorgeous. At least in my experience.
I actually have a trip planned with my friends to go to Europe.
Oh, we appreciate you stopping in, May. We really, really do. Hope to see you in again sometime. And you have a good flight in the morning.
Good flight.
I mean, yeah, Peterborough is a popular city up here. I mean, we were the first city in Canada to have electric street lamps, and one of the original places where Edison set up camp. So,
Nether King. But they're just little snakes. Yeah, it doesn't matter what size they are when, you know, they nick you with one of their fangs and you're dead in 3 seconds.
I mean, the only snakes we have up here in Canada are gardener snakes. They don't hurt. They're actually kind of cute. That's
Ah,
all about we have.
May's even flying to the States. All right, May. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night.
After seeing Wolf Creek, you're cured from visiting Australia for a while.
I think it'd be fun to visit Australia.
No, I would definitely go. I'm staying on the coast. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not
Yeah, I agree with Harv there.
staying on the coast. I'm not going out in the outback. They got some, I actually watched a documentary not that long ago, like a 4-part documentary about the creatures of Australia, and they have got some freaky crap there, man. Oh, Nether King.
Vikings, yeah. That's true. Rattlesnakes are terrified of humans. That makes
I've,
them more terrifying.
I've been hearing that since I was a little kid about everything. My dad used to
Well,
say that crap. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. I'm like, bull crap.
that makes it. Well, that doesn't mean they won't bite you, though.
Yeah, right. They
I
might
mean,
they might be afraid. That just means they're gonna lash out at you.
yeah, if you hear a rattlesnake, you should run the opposite direction. But I'm not sticking near. If I hear a rattlesnake, I'm running the opposite direction. But yeah, no, thank you. I don't want to get near a rattlesnake.
Let's do a coast to
Please.
coast 30-day trip and film it. All right, you just got to wait a couple years until I build up the vacation time for it.
Yeah. I'm going to Europe in 3 years with my friends. 3 years so we can save up money.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Europe sometime.
Yeah.
Don't get in the water, Harv. They have some poisonous stuff there along with... Yeah, absolutely, Dad. And welcome, Dad. I saw you come in, and I'm not sure if I said hi to you, so good to have you with us.
Oh, sharks. I mean, I'd fit right in there then.
There you go. Africa's more scary because of the lions. You know, lions, panthers.
Yeah.
Although we have mountain lions and cougars in the States. They're nothing to sneeze at either.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, from time to time, I have a bobcat on the front porch.
Oh, bobcats are cute, though.
I mean, you can pet it just like a house cat.
Yeah, just don't make it angry.
All right, Kev, you have a good night, man. Take care, bud.
Oh, we've had a bobcat walk in my house for the cat door.
Night, Kev.
Night.
In a proper truck / RV, probably a fifth wheel truck with a big old camper on the back of it. 30 days across country. You're what, 100, 150 a night for a space in a decent place to park an RV. Although I suppose you could park in, whatever. You could get away with cheaper
Better
than
off
that.
hitting a rest area
That's what I was about to say.
or a truck stop.
That's true, Eric. That's true, Nether King. That's true too. Little cats, but they do more damage. 30 days. It's the fuel right now that would kill you on that.
Oh, especially in an RV.
An RV getting 7 to 9 miles a gallon.
Oh.
Ooh, Lord. Yotes. I have not. You left a beautiful comment the other day, Yotes, and I hadn't had a chance to respond to it yet. It's my travel time at work right now, but I did want to say thank you for that. It was a fantastic comment, and I really appreciated what you had to say, bud. Thank you so much for that. So here's the thing, and I will show you guys what I'm talking about. If you have bought the spinner, it's the spinnery. I can't talk. If you bought the spinnery, you're going to have problems. Because when you can deliver product to yourself, there is a volume associated with how much you can actually deliver to a spinnery that you own. And if you have put too much cotton in your spinnery, you can't accept any more. However, I think Caveman has dealt with, on our dedicated server, another issue related to sale points.
Yes, I have. Apparently, older game saves are having issues with the production type sell points that you don't own filling up and not accepting anymore. The way to fix it is to open up the placeables XML file inside of your game save, find the right production, and wipe out however much it says it's holding. It's a bit of a nightmare, but it's doable.
Lifehawk, under 30 days under 15K, easily. If you already own the RV and whatnot.
I say,
if you're spending
if you get
15K in
RV.
30 days, that's $500 a day.
I mean, it depends on where you drive.
Well, you're talking coast to coast. We're talking about roughly 3,500 miles here. We'll estimate high on the 9 miles per gallon side for an RV. You might get better than that depending on what you're hauling.
And depending on the RV, if it's more of like an Aero one, or if it's one of the older flat ones.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You should be able to do it for under 15K as long as, shop at grocery stores. Don't eat out for all of your meals. Stuff like that.
Not going to like every park and buying everything.
Yeah, don't
Probably could do it.
buy a spot. I think after the 2 week mark, you definitely want to spend a night in a hotel. I would.
Oh yeah.
Just for a bit of a break. And you know, you spend that much time in close quarters with somebody, there's a good chance you might want to strangle them. Oh, and see, there's your problem, Caveman. Is Yotes is on consoles, so
Is it an older save Yotes or newer save?
If you're on console there, Yotes, I'm afraid there's not much I can do
Yeah.
to help you out there other than tell you to restart new game save.
Yeah. Because it's an older save.
Unfortunately.
yeah, they
Yeah.
probably have the same issues as a PC does, but there's no way to manually fix them on console.
Nope.
Yep.
Depends on how much core is harvesting him on the trip.
All of it. I'm taking all the
Build a back-
cores on that trip.
Get like a 3-bedroom RV and just shove the 3rd bedroom full of cores.
That's right. Lifehawk's doing all the driving. He didn't know that till just now, but he is.
I was just gonna be in the back watching movies the whole time. My
Ooh.
podcast to feel the pain of hearing the movies but can't see them.
Where is all of this bloody highway producers? Where the heck is highway producers?
East.
There they are. Oh, good. It's not far from here, so at least I don't have to run far. Sorry to rain on your parade, Yotes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But as of right now, I don't really know a fix for it. I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could buy it so that you owned it
Yeah, that would work.
and
That might do
set
it.
it to producing, but then you're not selling direct or anything like that anymore, but it'll still let you complete the contract.
Right.
You just can't sell it after that because if you sell it, it disappears. So,
All right. Sharko's feeling chatty tonight, so fill in the dead zone while I run to the fridge. I'll be right back.
Oh, time to get another cores. Yeah, I don't know if I could do an RV for 30 days. I don't think I could do that.
I could do an RV for 30 days easy.
Not without internet.
I've got my
Yeah.
phone.
I mean, I guess that the internet I'm using now, I guess I could just strap that to the roof. Well, Redshift made it.
Nice to see you, Redshift.
Yeah, nice to see ya. Yeah, yeah, just see if that works. Buying it and then turn it to process, and it'll process it slowly, so you might not be able to complete the contract immediately. But it's definitely an idea to fix it, so you don't lose the save. I'm not say lose
Yeah.
it, but don't lose out on all the extra money, even though I guess you're buying the spinnery. And then you sell the fabric after.
Yeah.
So you'll make more money off of it. There you go. And on Elm Creek, I took a 2 contracts for cotton to fill up my spinnery. And it works. You can deliver to your own spinnery. See anything else? Perfect. I mean, I hope the RV has air conditioning. Pretty warm if it didn't. Especially if you're driving all day. Are you guys almost done?
We're getting close.
They've been saying doing nothing, because I think at least I haven't been told to do anything.
Well, well, well. Look who joined us. Red Shift. The Fox. Good to have you with us, man. He keeps asking questions in the Discord, and I keep saying, if you'd watched the streams, you would know this. So
He actually hopped into one.
he finally got into one. Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
What killer weather are you referring to? The rain and the wind? If so, then yes.
I think a lot of that, a lot of what's really hitting hard has been through the South, Texas, and all of that.
What we've had the past, I don't know, 2 weeks is what we call pneumonia weather.
Pneumonia weather?
Yep. Hot, cold, wind, rain, dry.
Uh-huh.
Well, today's actually a nice day for me.
Yeah, it got up to 80 here today.
Around 68 where I am. Or, I think 18 Celsius. Well, it was 18 Celsius, I think. The, 60, 50, or 58. No, yeah, 60. I don't know. Around room temperature. Just below room temperature. There we go.
I'm just going to wait for you to finish up, and then I will run this over. What's the best price for sunflower seed right now, so we can max this out?
We're all pretty much the same price, but... Dragon's elevated grain silo.
Hobo Farmers Market is the best. So depending on how much we have left over, I'll run this all the way into the sticks to the Hobos Farmers Market, which you can almost see over there.
You own the silo? No. Okay, I was gonna say the silo's like $2 more. Dragon elevator grain silo. Oh, never mind, it changed.
Oh, Yotes, I didn't realize you were from Phoenix. I lived in Phoenix for a couple of years, and it was a balmy 98 degrees there today. Yep, that's the Phoenix I remember. Nether King, not the three of us specifically aren't, but the states have been getting hit pretty good with tornadoes recently. No, Paul. I live in the desert. So we rarely, if ever, get severe weather. This is a good sized field. We're going to get almost 200,000 liters of sunflower off of it.
Oh, wow. Maybe you should buy it.
Someday.
Oh, it's 1 million.
What? Yeah, this is the
Just look at
field.
the price of
The
it.
fields on this map are huge, and the prices are huge as well. I don't care whose field this is. I'm driving through it. This is no holds barred. Hey, Patrick, how's it going, man? We
Hey,
are
Patrick.
in voice chat, by the way, if you felt so inclined to join us. What part of Australia you in, Nether King? I've got a very dear friend who's in New South Wales. My mother from down under. Maryland.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Patrick, how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
You
Hey,
want?
Sans.
Yeah,
What's
hey,
the
Sins.
Hey, Sins.
this is the typical dual team there?
Triple team tonight.
Triple team?
Well,
Yep,
2.5.
2.5?
that's fair.
Is it Sharko still in the water?
No, not in the water yet.
Oh.
Okay, so Queensland, right? QLD would be Queensland. So, Patrick, anything new happening with your mod manager?
Well, not really. I haven't worked on it since we did other stuff, but I think the next thing I'm going to work on is a way to have people share their mods via Google Drive.
Oh, that would be cool.
So that if you don't, if you're self-hosting, um,
Right.
you would just put your mod folder on your Google Drive folder and then share your Google Drive folder link with somebody, and you would put that in place of the dedicated folder, dedicated URL
Okay.
is what I'd like to do. That's my next. I think a lot of people will get use out of that because not everyone has a dedicated server.
Right, right. No, that makes perfect sense.
So I was realizing this as I was playing my own Rags to Riches, and Sins wanted to come on, and I was thinking it would be really nice if I could just automatically share it with him.
It would be useful sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, so
You
I
go ahead and
I
do
opted not to take the lengthy drive all the way down to that other sale point because we only had about 17,000 liters of sunflower left over. So I opted to forego the long drive for that little bit. So we still made a good amount. And we can collect that contract at this point if you want to. Woohoo!
So have you all played with the maple syrup production?
Not yet.
I have not.
Not yet.
Yeah, I was looking at it, and realistic wise, it produces about the same amount of maple syrup as what my uncle would produce in a year. So
Yeah.
that was, that's about 950 gallons. I don't know what that conversion is to liters, but it doesn't sell the same as what it would in real life.
No.
So yeah, I sat down and did the numbers, and you put down a maple syrup production, and it breaks even after a year and a half of in-game operation. And I was thinking, all right, that's not going to work for me. So I decided to self-mod it, and not just use water, but I decided to put water and liquid fertilizer in it.
Oh.
And so it requires, I did put it so it requires a decent amount of liquid fertilizer, but all said and done, it will produce something like 70,000 per in-game year, approximately. And I thought that seemed a little more realistic to me.
Yeah, it seems realistic. Or more so.
Well, per liter, I figured it out, per liter, maple syrup sells for about $15 per liter. And right now, the way it's configured is it sells for $1 per liter.
$1.
Yeah, which is totally under, that doesn't sell for much.
See, that used to kill me in FS19, where these modders, they would make, like an old planter mod or an old cedar mod or something, and then they would put like a 2021 price on it, like this cedar's going to cost you $89,000. I'm like, the hell it is. I can get on the internet right now in real life and buy this exact same cedar or planter for less than 10 grand. Why am I going to buy a 25-year-old cedar for retail price? That's ridiculous.
Well, maybe back then when it was new, then maybe that cost that much.
Right.
Well, I guess it really depends if you're pretending to be, in an old-time farm, and that's, if you're pretending to be in the 1960s, then absolutely
No, that's
pay
fair.
the prices back then. It would be nice actually if they had a thing that would change their price based upon what year you said that you're playing in.
That would be a cool
That'd be
option, wouldn't
cool.
it?
Right.
You could literally just add an option in on the item itself that would change the price.
Right. I think it would be cool to add a year that the equipment was made in, and a year that you are playing in, and it would automatically filter out all of the equipment that is not available during that year.
That would be a pain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got two little placeable areas here right next to our farm. For both of them, it's going to be less than $70,000. So, to get things started here, I'm going to buy both of those. And it's this area you can see right in front of me, surrounded by trees. And then, because we're going into the forestry business, and for whatever reason, the map maker gave us a sawmill, but it's only a let's sell our stuff at the sawmill. I'm going to put in a carpenter shop. I think I'm going to drop it right about there. So for 120 grand, we now have a carpentry business. Good night, Matthew. Have a good night, buddy.
Good night.
And let's see how well we can do with dropping off these logs.
Well, I have an issue or a weird bug.
What's that?
I have absolutely no buttons. I can't see any of my HUD. I can't open my map and click anything. I can't go to the shop. There's no tabs there.
Hold down the Alt key and hit the number 1.
Nope. That
Oh.
didn't fix it. I don't have a way to leave the game.
Can you
Guess I'll have to
open?
force close it.
Can you open? Oh, that power tools.
I go with power tools.
Because there's a HUD option in power tools, right?
Yes, there is.
Nope, that's not it. Like I have the map, but the thing that goes around the map is gone. And when you hit escape, I don't have that bar on the left to let you click things. I see only the map.
I'd say you done broke your game.
Oh, that's weird. Hitting the Q and E are switching things. I can hear it switching things, but it's not showing anything. I'll just have to reset my game.
So this is not taking logs, guys.
Actually, it does. Yeah, I think you have to go right next to the exclamation point, and then you have to actually. It doesn't just grab the logs off of your trailer. Just like the
is it
sawmill,
just
you
like
have
super low to the ground or something? I actually physically have to unload these onto that spot.
no. Just go right to the go to the exclamation point. Get out of your tractor and go to the exclamation point, and then hit the R key.
Oh yeah, old school. Got it.
Yeah,
Yes,
FS19 style.
all
right.
logs are still done this way.
Right.
Okay, that's what I was
Now,
listening.
the carpenter actually has 2 productions, and it's more efficient to actually put boards in it than it is to do the wood.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a sawmill that will produce boards.
But that's so boring anyhow.
I would love to have a sawmill that produces boards, but the one on this map you can only sell timber to, and you cannot buy the sawmill as a production.
I thought there was a mod for that, where you can actually get the sawmill.
It's weird.
Go ahead and sell it. It took some of it, but not all. Or are we full already?
It's pretty much full.
Gotta be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
pretty
pretty much full.
There's not enough room to put any more in it, or the size of logs we've got.
I would get your thermal plant is the next best form of selling wood.
Well, the next thing that we're going to do is
Contract on field 10 is almost completed.
we're going to put in a second carpentry building.
Well, that's another way to do it.
It's kind of our MO right now is I'm good at reversing Nether King, and I actually made a video about how to reverse, but this is a swivel axle, which really makes things extra challenging, and I don't advise it. So that's the only reason I'm having trouble backing up is because of the dolly.
Dollies are not fun to back up.
No, they're not fun to back up in real life.
I bet real life's harder if you don't have that drone camera.
Don't tell me we're full already.
Yep.
The second one's full too.
Yep. They only hold like 30,000 liters of wood.
Oh, MFG.
And
Edit
the
base
logs
game
are so
test.
large they kind of max out at 27,000 liters before the logs are too big to put any more in there. I think we're going to have to start cutting shorter logs.
Our mod bigger
Think about this for a second.
carpenters.
Yeah, there's a sawmills pack that's downloaded from Giants that will actually give you your production.
There's a sawmills pack that's
Yes.
downloadable from Giants.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Caveman,
Is
did,
it
did
the-
you hear there's a sawmills pack that's downloadable from Giants?
Is it the same one that doesn't use the normal pallets?
Well, I'm looking at right here. It says the sawmills from Elm Creek and
Hope Baileron.
Baileron. Yep, is now purchasable as a production building.
And it
including deck-
uses a different palette, right?
All right, Nether King, you have a good night, man. Travis, Mr. CFL
produced-
himself. Nice to see you, man. Go ahead, Patrick.
Looks like it produces different types of boards also.
Yeah, that was the one that's not gonna. It wasn't gonna work right for what we were doing. I think.
Well, now I'm going to download it and take a look at this code just because I can.
The one that I found on ModHub, I know one problem we were gonna definitely have was not being able to auto load pallets. Was one problem I know we were gonna have.
Well, the one that I'm looking at right here, it only has one production. It takes wood and produces boards and wood chips. That's it.
You might have found one that slipped through.
So, do I need a shed for planks and a shed for furniture, or just a shed for furniture?
Just one for furniture.
Because if we made planks out of these boards also, we could kind of shift the planks around to the different factories, right? And then have them double producing furniture.
Mm-hmm. But we have no way of making planks right now.
I thought the furniture factories would make planks.
Nope.
No.
They
No,
use planks.
The sawmill. So the
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold the phone. Okay, it does outgoing. Okay. I mean, I can activate planks, though.
That's using planks to make furniture.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does. It's a furniture factory.
But
They'll
it's,
either make planks out of raw lumber, or they'll make it, or not planks. They'll either make furniture out of raw lumber or make it out of processed lumber.
well, that's all well and good, but this is indicating in the production chains list that planks can be activated to create planks. I do see in the actual building storage list that they can't do that because it's only furniture and wood chips. So it's set up weird.
It's the naming scheme is furniture and then what it's made out of. Is it made out of wood or is it made out of planks?
Look at the industrial bakery. The industrial bakery will make bread or cake in the left-hand column, but the carpentry shops make, say, wood and planks, which indicates to me that planks is an output and you
Nope,
can activate
it's
it
the
as an
input
output.
type.
Well, I get that. I see that sorting through it all. But the structure in the production chains is not clear on that particular issue. So anyway, we're good. We are
So the
in the
other thing-
furniture manufacturing business.
The other thing that I've noticed is their productions on the carpentry does not have shared input set to false. Shared throughput capacity is not set to false, which means that if you activate them both, they will both get 50% time. So they won't produce twice as much as.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Most factories will produce double the speed. That's weird.
No, they have to have this little this attribute that says shared throughput capacity equals false, and then they will produce all the production inputs as fast as they will go. Otherwise, they are shared capacity. So let's say you had 10 production points, then each of it will get like 10% of its capacity.
Huh.
Yeah, as I was working on the maple syrup production, that they didn't have that on, and I discovered that. And once I put that in, they then both worked at 100% at the same time.
Okay. Well, I can tell you one thing that we have had a little bit of difficulty getting used to is the way that tree harvesters function in 22 as opposed to 21. It is not the same tree harvester we used to know and love, that's for sure.
Is it not?
It doesn't quite work the same way as they used to. I mean, they do. Technically, they do. But they just feel different. Significantly different.
I know that I play with one gal that likes to use the tree harvester, and she doesn't like the in-game ones. And there's one that she's downloaded that feels like the 19 version of it.
Oh, do you know what it is?
I'm going to actually look that up right now.
K-Ban, do you want me to go with the 20 meter cut, or should I go for two 9.5 meter cuts?
9.5s.
Done.
I'm just going to carry this 0.7 meter log to the carpentry. So I feel useful.
Lifehawk, no, I've never gotten so anally involved in my timber cutting that I grade my timber. I cut crap to get the job done. I don't want to get that meticulous about it. But hey, it's your game. Play it your way. Do you know what mod that person downloaded, Patrick, at all?
He was looking it up.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called the Ponzi Pack.
The Ponzi pack.
Yes. I'm looking at this, find out where that.
I really like that one too, Redshift. I like that Russian tree harvester from off the grid. I'd like to see it come to FS19, but I don't know if we ever will.
You mean 22? It's
Or,
in 19.
yes, to 22. Yeah. It's Friday. It's been a long week, and I've had a few to drink, so give me a break. This actually cuts a little bit cleaner than FS19 did, though, on the initial cut. So we've got three carpenter shops already full of timber. I'm not sure how wise it is to keep cutting timber, but we will. I don't know how fast they're going to go through it. You have any clue?
They already have 40. Oh, the one has 40 something meters already in it. 43 meters.
Fast.
So yeah.
Not very fast at all.
Yeah, it's gone through what? 30 liters in the 1 mil.
Oh. These auto load log trailers are really funky too. The way they grab the logs and flip them around. I'm not used to that. I'm used to the old ones that would just auto load. You didn't see any kind of animation. It was just either on the ground or on the trailer.
Or half on the trailer, half off the trailer. If you're moving. What is
What
weird?
in the heck happened there? What is going on here? This mod is incredibly lag-tastic.
It also occurs to me that they've added a easy, I think a simple setting. If you hit escape and you go to the gear, I think there's a, they tried to simplify this for some people. I'm wondering if that's what's also causing that.
I don't know, but I certainly cannot seem to get a feel for it. I used to be reasonably quick and decent at this, and now I'm feeling like a complete rank amateur. Although, to be fair, I haven't really done any timber harvesting in probably, what, 4 months that we were on Elm Creek, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, last timber harvesting we did was on PV Uncharted.
Yep.
Yeah, there's easy arms control. You may want to turn that off. Yeah, it turns on the simplified control.
Eric, it definitely doesn't use board feed. It still sticks with leaders and whatnot. Oh, that was something else that we learned in testing, was that you definitely want to leave longer stumps if you can. Isn't that right, Caveman? Didn't we come up with that conclusion?
You come up with that conclusion. I haven't had any problems.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's not to say it's just I got lucky.
You got lucky.
Right?
Zoom in more, don't go to the bottom. Eat a foot and just hit cut. Yeah, that's kind of the conclusion I'm coming to here. Although, considering the fact that our furniture factories don't appear to want to process what little bit of wood we've cut already.
Well, we have 140 liters of furniture.
Not a lot of furniture.
No, not really.
Well, we're not
But
too
you
far away from fast forwarding, so we will be able to see where we end up in the morning.
I mean, it's only supposed to go for like 1,000 a day.
That's all.
Not even. Yeah, 164 liters of wood is what it'll go through in a day. Or a month.
I guess we can always
Perfect.
ship some down to the sawmill and see how much money we're making off of it. Kind
We
of
could do that.
split the difference.
What do you mean? Just run this whole load down, or
Yeah, I mean, what else?
see what we can fill up in the top
That's
those
right.
off, and then run the rest down?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking.
It can't even process a single tree in a day.
See, and this is why we have mod makers, guys.
Like, the 3 of our mills can't process 1 tree a day. So that's only 12 trees a year.
Well, it seems to me like we might ought to swap those out for the no handcuffs ones.
Oh yeah.
It seems to me like I think you're right. Because, dag.
I'll do that between streams.
It's not going to take much to fill up this trailer.
Does not.
And if we can't even get 3 bloody furniture mills to process...
One trailer load,
right.
which will last way more than a year.
Right. Oops.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
One trailer load will supply 3 carpenter shops for a year.
Yeah.
Does not seem right.
That's because it's just not.
Maybe like a little shed carpenter who hand makes everything, but
Or,
definitely
you know,
not a factory.
A Karen carpenter who throws up everything. Very few people are going to get that joke, and that's probably a good thing. Never mind.
But yeah, that is just so slow.
That's what I've been finding from a lot of Giants' ideas behind their productions.
That they want them to be modded.
I mean, realistically, and I use this mod a lot because I think it's more realistic, honestly, is the industrial bakery mod. Like, it makes a lot more sense that that's how much would be getting produced on a daily basis, as opposed to the little pittance that, you know, if you're going into production, just bloody frickin' go into production, for the love of God. I don't want to have to build 10 bakeries just to produce, you know, to utilize the flour from one flour mill.
The flour mill seems to be about the only thing that's producing at the appropriate speed.
And the sugar mill.
Oh, and the sugar mill.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty close. You're right.
You're right, Wet Coaster, and that is an old one.
Yeah, like, it just doesn't. I mean, that's per month too, though, not per day, Harv.
Alright,
Those
guys.
factories.
I think we need to do this for the sake of our audience.
Yeah, that's fair. I can barely see, and if I can barely see, the audience can probably barely see.
Dad got it too. Wet Coaster and Dad both picked up on that one. Oh, that was trippy. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's still dark as crap here.
You want me to bump it up a little bit?
Yeah, push us forward another hour or so. Until we get some bloody light.
I did notice that it changes the time that it gets light based upon the month.
Yeah, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is realistic in a lot of respects.
Oh, it absolutely is. Just
Oh yeah.
even in the wintertime, I don't remember it being dark at 8 a.m.
It is up here. It's until like 9 or 10 sometimes.
Yeah, but we're talking about Canada.
And
I'm on the same height as north of California. Maybe not me, but not that
wait,
far north.
what about north of California?
The bottom part of Ontario is the same height as northern California.
God bless it.
I can't seem to get the stump.
See, that's the problem I was running into.
Well, this one's like right on the ground.
Where is it?
Caveman can get them.
Oh. It'd be a miracle if you found one. Huh? Might have found one I can't get.
Found one that even stumps caveman, but bump.
Yep. All right. Looks like we're gonna have to get a stump grinder.
Yeah, the Gold Coast said the southern part of Canada, or yeah, the most southern part of Canada is. Wait, I can't speak.
The most southern
Nah,
part of
sorry,
Sharko is under my tree harvester.
Explains why I can't speak. I have a 100-ton tractor on top.
So we need a mulcher. Stump mulcher, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, do you want to spend the money and try it, or?
Not just at the moment.
Okay.
We're not
Since we only have one
in a
stump,
position where we have to get these stumps out of the way. We're not plowing this anytime soon or anything, right?
replant it in wood.
That's what I figured. Just pop another forest back in.
Heck yeah.
Good night, Paul.
Night, Paul.
All right, Paul,
I've
you have
used
a good night, bud.
I've used a few of the the stump grinders. Personally, I like the one. I like the cheap one that you stick on a 3-point hitch of the tractor.
Well, that just
The $24,000 one.
It goes on a 3-point hitch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, that one.
I think all of them go on the 3-point hitch.
They all do, yeah.
Actually, no. There is one that's actually its own vehicle.
Oh, yeah, the Raptor.
The attachment that goes on the Raptor also goes on a 3-point hitch of a tractor. The Raptor actually has a front 3-point to connect the stuff to. It just doesn't look right.
No, it's just modeled different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
The one that I was looking at was the one that looks like a little grinding wheel.
Oops.
Again, there's a couple of them. Is it the one that you can actually move up, down, left, and right, or is it the other one?
Yes. One you can move up, down,
Okay.
left, and right. It actually
I like
works.
the other one.
That one actually works a lot better in 22 than it did in 19.
I don't remember the name of it. I used the crap out of it on off the grid, but there was a fantastic stump grinder in FS19. It's just amazingly good.
the modded one.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called.
It would mow grass too, didn't it?
Yeah, it would shave down bushes in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I got a full load here.
No, you can't
No, I
get
think
just
one
a
of our
couple
factories
lost
can be
logs on.
It's shutting itself off before it picks anything up.
Oh, okay.
One of the caveman factories needs to be filled. That's why I'm going to take a couple logs.
Wait, say that again?
One of the factories is only half full of wood.
Well, that's what I wanted to look at.
The other ones are all full.
Oh, the most recent one.
Yeah.
Holy crap. So we fast forwarded time. We still don't even have a single bloody pallet of wood.
Wow. That is, like I said, less than one tree a day.
That is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
All right, Caveman, tell everybody about the no handcuffs mod and what we're going to do about this situation.
The no handcuffs mod is basically all base game productions ramped up to 5 times speed. And basically what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll edit some XMLs in the game save to directly swap these out with the no handcuffs mod, because really the only difference is the production speed, and it's basically, they cost the same, the whole 9 yards. They just work faster. So why take the time to try to actually manually do it when I can just do it in the XML file? Really?
Yeah, I did that same thing when I was doing my own stuff with the no handcuffs mod. We quickly discovered that the stuff is too slow.
It is very slow.
I like how the trailer just decides to lay over for no reason.
It's just plop over.
I'm out here trying to sell wood and it just rocks over.
Well, we do have 2 pallets ready to ship to IKEA, so I guess we didn't only have 400 liters. We had 2,442 liters.
It's still slow though.
Oh, hang on.
I guess that's 6,000.
Try to sell that.
I am. I'm hitting sell and it's not selling.
It must be full then. Okay,
How did all this wood fit on those trailers? It looked like such a train wreck at the moment.
Oh, there it goes. Oh no, there's still a bunch of little ones.
He's got to pull up.
Back.
I can't get far enough up to get the trigger, I don't think. Maybe if I climb up here.
Oh, we'll just move them back, caveman.
You have to switch to the front stack. Oh, you got it.
And
climb that building.
one right there.
Oh my god.
Why? Because that's what a Fent 1050 will do.
Climbs buildings for fun.
And then
Only get ran over.
I'm waiting at the sawmill for you.
Where is the sawmill? It's south, yeah.
I'm still trying to top off the other production.
I don't think you will be able to.
Hello, John Deere Farms. Oh, let's just sell what we've got. It's not like we can't fill those back up before they'll ever process what we produced.
Fair enough.
We could probably wait 2 years and they'll still be have stuff in them.
Yeah, those will definitely be getting swapped with the no handcuffs.
Oh yeah. 3 factories, and all we made in a month is $6,000. Not made, but that's all. That's as much as they're worth.
Well, I mean, you can make a reasonable argument that producing furniture isn't a fast process, but since we're making IKEA furniture, I feel like it probably is.
And also, they're factories, not
Workshops.
yeah, workshop, like someone who's
Or
making
artisan
furniture.
shops, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And in a month's time, they made 2 boxes.
Right.
That's like out of 3 factories.
Not much
You don't
of a
make a living
production,
off
is
that.
it? No. Not when you're effectively making pressed board, put together yourself furniture. It's not like we're producing a fine oak desk or something like that. It's like
No, And even then, I think you could still make more than what we've made from 3 factories or 3 shops.
Uh-huh. Maybe we're just having trouble hiring people because of COVID. Nobody wants to work anymore, right?
Nah, I doubt it.
Yeah, yes, and so do I.
To be fair, I don't think we don't really pay any workers though at the factories.
See, and this sawmill is completely ineffective because they're throwing away perfectly good lumber. Look at this.
I know, I saw that, and it's
There's
just like,
this
what's wrong with that
perfect
6x6?
perfect 4x4 sitting here.
Is that 4x4 or 6x6?
That's a 4x4.
Well, these look like 2x4s.
Well, that was a nice chunk of change, $65,000 from timber. I think we end up doing better by just hauling wood to the bloody sawmill.
Wow. With the 3 factories, we'll make about that much a year. We'll make a bit more, but we'll make 72,000 a year from those 3 factories. That is sad.
Well, not when caveman gets done with them, but still.
No, I mean right now as though they are. That's sad. 3 factories, and you can only make 72,000 from it.
Alright.
What's the current price? What's the high price for furniture?
Oh, I reached the edge of our land.
I posted in the FS22 mods and maps the actual tree harvester that we used, and it's in the Giants hub. It's the Ponzi Scorpion King,
That's what we're using right now.
but it's a mod. It's not an in-game one.
Yeah, that's what we're using right now.
Oh, it's what you're using right now?
Yeah.
You may have simple arm turned on hard. You can simply turn that off. That might make a big difference.
All right. Where do I find that again?
It's in the
Under
gear.
the cogwheel.
Yeah. And it's under input controls, and it's the first one.
I turned it off. Exactly, Eric. Chipboard jigsaw puzzles. That's exactly right. Although I've never had really any trouble. I know a lot of people have struggles with putting this stuff together. I've never had any problems doing it.
3 of my desks are made from that, so. And I use all 3 desks.
Is that any better with the that setting turned off?
I'm not really noticing much of a difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it feels pretty much the same to me.
Okay. Good night, Jordan.
All right, Jordan. Have a good night, bud.
Hey, Jordan.
We've cleared a decent chunk of trees.
We did buy a pretty good chunk of forest land.
Oh yeah.
The thing that's disappointing to me right now is I don't see the benefit in wasting time making furniture.
Well, it does make at least a faster rate. Does is a 200% increase in profit. Or I think 250. I think actually.
I'm not seeing it at the moment. I mean, I can sit here and harvest timber, and you know, the thing that equation's not taking into consideration is the amount of bloody time it takes.
Yeah.
You know, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
At the current processing rate, I don't think it makes sense to even do it. Because what you do even with one mill, you cut like 2 trees, and that's I don't need to cut a tree again.
Yeah. So why am I fooling with that?
Yeah, doesn't make sense even time-wise. It wouldn't make sense to do it.
That's why
Exactly.
that's why I went to the thermal plant myself.
So what are you doing? Just chopping it for wood chips and throwing it in there, or?
Right. Basically, it gives you instant money, and there's no limit to how much you can put in it.
That's where we're at with the. Now it would be worth doing an examination of. You know, what is more valuable, running it through that or just selling it to the sawmill like we just did. FDR training, probably. I'm not buying 2 joysticks though. I got to tell you, Lifehawk.
So I'll hop into this world though. I'll have to activate the root finder, the stub finder.
Ah,
I have it I turned it off.
well,
So test.
if you need a stump grinder, we've got plenty of tractors available and probably the funds to manage it right now. So
Stump finder, not grinder.
I know that.
Oh. Um, I haven't come across another stump that I haven't been able to cut yet.
Yeah, okay. I am trying to cut my stumps a little bit higher. And that makes a big difference when you're
It does.
manually cutting them out.
So if you're using the stump grinder, the smaller one's probably better. But...
Hey, Ethan, how you doing, bud?
Oh, Ethan. Oh, Ethan.
Oh, hang on. There's something I gotta take care of here real quick. I will be right with you.
Oh, fuck, you playing with 5 joysticks?
5 joysticks.
Actually, half thought about making my own 2 joysticks. 3D printing them.
Okay, that takes care of that.
If I miss a stump, let me know.
You're the one with the stump finder grinder.
I said I don't have it enabled.
Oh.
Well, enable it.
I can't. I haven't turned it off.
Yeah, it has, Ethan. It has been a while. Glad to have you back with us, man. I'm going to your opposite side, caveman. Sorry.
Are you good?
Had to take care of some moderator duties there for a second. My apologies, everybody.
These trees are quite far apart. I mean, if they're as dense as they were on Wilhelmina Forest, we'd probably haven't even made a dent yet.
There are a lot of bloody trees in the Wilhelmina Forest.
Uh-huh.
How goes the sheep in business, Ethan? Ethan's one of the guys from Australia who follows Harv's World and is actually a sheep farmer, sheep rancher. If you ever seen the movie Australia, he helped out with some of the livestock that they used for that movie. And it's a pretty respectable movie. You guys should check it out if you can.
Yeah, if I'm smart, I'll just actually sit near the tree you cut. So when you cut it down, I know if I got the stump or not.
Well, like I said, I'm trying to leave longer stumps so that we have an easier time finding them.
A tree bonked me on the head.
Hey, I know something about that. If Kevin were here, he'd tell you all about trees bonking Harv on the head. This was a bigger forestry area than I anticipated it being.
It is quite big.
I mean, when you look at the
Almost
map, it's kind of almost small, but then...
And I
There-
had limbo underneath that one.
There was a stump here. There was another stump there that you missed.
Oh, there it is. Got it. I saw these bushes. So doesn't the raptor one cut bushes?
You're talking
Yeah,
about the big... So Ethan, some of the ladies that I work with have dealt with sheep operations on their own, and one of the things that they like to joke about is that there are 100 ways for sheep to kill themselves, and they're going to try each and every one of them. Since you're an actual sheep rancher, I was wondering how true you found that statement to be. I've heard that at least half a dozen times now working with them. Lifehawk, yes, I actually have been to an opera. How about yourself?
Even I've been to an opera.
Oh my God, Sharko with culture? The Little Mermaid is not an opera, by the way.
It was Phantom of the Opera
Oh.
in New York.
I'm not sure that's that's not an opera either. That's a musical. They're two different things.
I guess.
But it's a musical about an opera.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's fair. Oh man, I
I guess
can't.
it is more of a musical than it is an opera, so that's fair.
I can't see this tree. I can't get into it.
It's thumping your way, that's why.
No, I can't see because of the branches. There it is. I don't
It's
care.
a tiny little tree.
Well, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have wasted my time with it.
It is like the foliage on this map is very dense.
You were heckling at an opera. Oh, this tree didn't trim right either. It's got branches on it, so it won't pick up.
I can't even clear them, what? That's weird, it wasn't letting me remove them.
You can't run it down the middle like normal. You gotta act like you're gonna cut it and just...
That's how I was doing it.
Oh!
That's how I've always done it, and yeah. Opera karaoke, I did not know the rules.
I'm gonna say that branch is still on there.
Yeah, it won't cut.
Oh,
There's a stump you just cut. Am I blind?
it was
Probably.
delicious.
You got a branch on one of the logs I won't cut.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
So actually, when I run into that, what I do is I take the log, I hold it up over my head, and then drop it. It will rotate the branch, and then you can cut it.
Oh, I rotated it all around and it won't cut.
Psycho Kid, how you doing, bud?
Popping a stoppie.
Say what?
You just did stoppie in the harvester.
Not deliberately. This is probably going to fill you up, caveman.
Probably.
See, where's Sprue and Glue when you really need him? He's like all into this wood harvesting crap.
He asked for it, and he's not here.
Well, to be fair, he does live in England, so his time is a little bit different from ours.
Since he doesn't
Yep,
normally
that's
do
a full load.
Friday nights.
Oh, that's a full load. Yeah, we're doing good.
Going to the sawmill.
I mean, where else is it going to go?
No,
Well,
that's
I
a
didn't
good-
know if you wanted to pile it for what I'm planning on doing later or not.
Well, I think we're so full. Well, only in the third could you get more. It never got filled. It's only half full. In the third building that we built.
Oh yeah, it never did get full, huh?
Nope. Which is the one that I'm standing at right now, or it should be. Yep, it's this one.
Well, it's too bad they didn't share their capacities.
Caveman.
Is he riding up on the building again?
No, he's driving like a Sharko.
Well, any
I
tractor
hate
I
these. I hate trying to do dollies with semi trailers. It's the worst thing in the world.
I'd never had an issue with them, but I also never tried backing up with them.
Yeah.
The vent is purely, definitely on the building.
Okay, now we're full. You know why? Because you're in my Fent, you don't have the chrome wheels that you really, really need. That's
You're
what it
probably
is.
right. Well, to be fair, I've always hated trying to back this stuff up anyway.
Oh, I know.
I need the second Zetter for my tractor.
Like, I'll normally spend the extra money to get a semi to pull a semi trailer
Actually,
to
you know what
not have
tractor,
to use a dolly.
you know what tractor I need? The TK480. Its max speed's 8 miles an hour or 7 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, we got to get you one of those.
So it's only 56 or 57,000.
Ranchers in Australia are known as graziers or stockmen. Okay, that's good to know. I'll try to keep that in mind. I can't promise that I will remember that in the future, but I like those little interesting verbal differences from country to country.
Yeah, I need a tractor that's not very fast. It's an upgrade from my 5 miles an hour. 7.
And we're going to have to limit you to a skateboard.
Aww.
What's taking you so long, Caveman? We're at the sawmill already.
Yeah. I can't teleport a full load of logs, unfortunately.
Oh, come on.
You could try. I don't know if it would work well though.
Where are we at with everything? I think we need to, before we do too much more in the log business, we got to get our bloody factories to crank through some of this stuff. All right, Patrick, you have a good night, bud. Glad you joined us for a little bit. Always appreciate having you here.
Yep. See y'all later.
Good night.
Ooh.
There's another
TMR
50
mixers.
grand.
There's one of those really cool TMR mixers in the shop that pick up off the ground.
Oh, yeah. Too bad we don't have any cattle.
You don't have any cows. Well, it looks used.
Geezer? No, that would mean you're talking about me, Ethan. I'm the geezer. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Alright, guys, I wasn't joking when I said it had been a long, long week, and I was tired going into this, but it's been a great stream. You guys have been extremely chatty, and we always appreciate that because it helps keep us focused on the conversation and gives us stuff to talk about. Psycho Kid, to answer your question before we head out for the night, yes, it's a 4x map, which means it's only available for PC right now. Consoles can only run 1x maps, so unfortunately that's where we stand at the moment. Anyway, guys, it's been a good week. We will be back on Sunday for more Hobos Hollow. Until we find out more about what Lifehawk was talking about with precision farming. I hope that's not too far into the future. Anyway, Caveman, Sharko, do you guys have parting thoughts or words?
See you Sunday.
Almost like we planned it. All right, guys. as always. We very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. Remember, don't take life too seriously. None of us gets out alive. Until next time, y'all take care.